Hello, hello. How's it going, gamers? All right. So today I'm going to just pull up the stream here so I can see the chat. And yeah, there will be a 1 minute delay. There will be a 1 minute delay because I'm trying to avoid somebody on the stream sniping me on ladder and then destroying me because they know all my plays. So that there will be a 1 minute delay. So a lot of the time, if you ask a question in chat, I will probably see it late, but uh, you know, not a big issue, right? I will still get to the questions. I will still see everything. You'll just see it just a little bit later. Okay. So, going to get started building here soon. If you could let me know if you guys can hear me, let me know if this is coming through. That would be great. So, okay. I am going to just get building then. Let's do this. So, Hydreigon, right? Pretty much there's only one actually viable Hydreigon set if we're really being honest. It's sub Nasty Plot. It has to be sub Nasty Plot. Now, the next two moves are a little bit more difficult. So, in the past, a lot of people have run sets that can't really deal with fairies because if you look at these fairies, a lot of these are actually pretty new. Like, we used to have in this metagame just an Amorous, or actually, no, when it was originally popular, not even an Amorous. We would just have Hatterene and Iron Valiant. But now we have actual, real fairy types like Clefable and Primarina to deal with. So gone are the days where I could go like Dark Pulse and Draco. But yeah, so we're not going to go with this. We're not going to go with this. It's very likely we end up running Dark Pulse, but I could see something like Draco Meteor, Earth Power, and for the Terra type, we're definitely either going Steel or Poison, but we'll kind of see there. Glow King, I'm anticipating a pretty standard set. Something like Toxic, Sludge, Chili. Now, why am I so insistent upon running Glow King? Well, partly because I think it's the best Pokemon in the tier. I think it's really, really incredible, but the other thing to consider is that this Glow King works really, really well with Hydreigon. So on a defensive level is kind of the obvious way. But also, what I really like about this is Hydreigon is going to need time to break past fairies, right? Like, it can break past a Primarina, even if we run a move pool like this, and it can break past a Clefable, but it's not going to do so right away. It does need a little bit of time. And before it, has the chance to do that, we want to have Slowking here to be able to do damage, to be able to click Future Sight, Toxic, Sludge Bomb, and switch in and deal with those fairies. The other great thing is this creates a super destroying core against Garganackle, which is very nice. And also, Glow King with Chili really invites in Gliscor, and Hydreigon being able to sub up on Gliscor is one of the main reasons I wanted to run this. So this is a very strong starting core, both offensively and defensively. I definitely want to take this team in a more balanced direction. As I said, Hydreigon really does need time to break. It needs time to get things done. So, someone says Terra Poison plus Sludge Bomb. Hydreigon does not get Sludge, unless you were talking about Glow King. Hydreigon does not get Sludge Bomb. I wish it did. That would be really nice. I mean, I guess I could also run like some cheesy like Thunderwave Stealth Rock set, but I don't think the people came here. I don't think you all came here to see a Stealth Rock Hydreigon. I think you want to see this thing use Nasty Plot. Yeah, Flash Cannon is definitely a possibility. Flash Cannon is definitely a possibility. Whoever said the best Hydreigon set is banned, no. I know you're kidding, but we don't talk about banned Hydreigon in this house. Nor do we talk about Dragon Dance Hydreigon. We run real sets here. Okay, so yeah, let's say this, right? We are going with a more bulky sort of build. I wonder if Garganackle would work well here. Because one thing I'm thinking is we want to really focus on Hydreigon. This is what we're building around. Hydreigon does hate Dragapult a fair bit. It really doesn't enjoy the fact that Dragapult can just come and click darts on it. And even if we do Terra Steel, it's still getting Wisped, it's still getting Hexed. It doesn't hate Dragapult, but also forcing a Terra is not something you want to happen. So I wonder if Garganackle would be a good pair. It would also give us a more solid Ghost Resist, because if we're being honest, Hydreigon is like kind of a fake Ghost Resist. Much as I hate to say it, we can't really count on him for that. But let's think. The other approach I could see here is I really like the idea of running a Hazard stack with Hydreigon. Although it can't knock stuff off itself, the fact that it itself is immune to hazards makes it a lot better at dealing with hazards. Yeah, someone in the chat said Skarmory. I do think that could definitely be the move here. Someone in chat, I also heard Dark Pulse plus Flash. But see, Nasty Paw Draco is so good, but I do think like Dark Pulse is kind of a must-have. I could see Flash Cannon too. Yeah, that's probably the set we go with, honestly. This Terra Steel, Flash Cannon, Dark Pulse, this is probably the set we go with, but I'll keep my mind open here. Let's try. Let's explore the Hazard stack option and see where it takes us. So say we do go like a Spike Scarm, Iron Defense, right? Cool. We're looking super weak to Dragapult at this point. Maybe we do still add a Garg as our Stealth Rocker here. Let's say we do add that. I'm thinking probably Spidef Garg, but we'll see how the rest of the team ends up looking. Problem is we need a fast Pokemon. We need something like really speedy here. Almost wonder if DOS would be good here. Maybe Meowscarada as well. But I can't help wonder if that struggles with too many of the same things as Prim would. Someone says they have Sun in the back of their mind as they're always building. I can understand that, I suppose, but no, we're not going to turn this into a Sun team. Sun has way better things than Hydreigon to be running. Someone else says, yeah, Scarf Goldengo. Yeah, so we definitely do, if we do go the Hazard stack route, we absolutely want a Ghost type. Yeah. But that's the thing. Here's my concern. Do Dragapult and Hydreigon, are they kind of doing the same thing? I don't want to end up putting Dragapult on here, even though it makes sense on Hazard stack in general, if it's just going to do the exact same thing as a Hydreigon. What I want to have is a team that uniquely utilizes Hydreigon. Like, Hydreigon actually makes sense here and fits well and contributes. So I'm gonna grab some paper and a pencil. And we're going to, I'm going to write down some stuff that maybe will help us with this Hydreigon. So, what's it struggling against? Pretty much Dragapult and Fairies. And it's also in kind of an awkward position where Hydreigon is not good against HO, so kind of bad against HO and bad against Stall. What it's great against is everything in the middle. So it can't deal with Stall, it can't deal with Hyper Offense, but it can absolutely cook everything in between, or at least in theory. In theory, it can do really well against everything in between. Someone says maybe Hexpult with T-Wave for speed control. Yeah, I mean, that is definitely an option. Also, guys, yeah, definitely feel free to put your ideas for the building in the chat. Having ideas really never hurts, and just hearing things is never... I'm never against ideas. Even if you think that's a bad idea, no point in keeping it to yourself, right? If it's a bad idea, I'll probably realize it as such and just won't do it. Or maybe we'll try it and we'll find out it's bad. I have bad ideas all the time. It's part of the building process. So this is what it's struggling against. These, and Glowking, as you can see, is a great switch into all of these. So I do think it's best. I'm definitely feeling more confident about the Glow-King core. I think I've got to focus in on what it's good against, though. The fact that it is good against those middle teams. So we're going to need to pair it with something that's good against stall and something that's good against hyper offense. And here's the problem with Hazard Stack. It is very good. It is very good at dealing with stall. Hazard Stack will destroy a stall team, but it will not destroy a hyper offense. Hyper offense is notorious for overwhelming Hazard Stack. Now, not all Hazard Stack. We could run, like, start spamming unaware Pokemon. Like, we could slap on a Dondozo here, but I don't really want to do that. A lot of people are proposing Sticky Web. So would Hydreigon benefit from Sticky Web? Yes and no. So yes, in the sense that everything kind of benefits from Sticky Web, and it's a somewhat slow Nasty Plot sweeper. But if you look at a lot of the fast Pokemon in OU, if we just kind of sort here and look at the common threats we'll be dealing with, this runs Boots a lot of the time. This runs Boots. This always runs Boots. These guys are running Boots. So all the things that are going to outspeed and kill Hydreigon, not all of them, but the majority of things that are going to outspeed and kill Hydreigon run Boots anyway. So I don't think it's a great use of Sticky Web. Sticky Web has so many fantastic abusers this gen. I don't see Hydreigon being the one that impresses on webs. I just can't see justifying a slot for it. So yeah, what we want to find here, what we're looking for, guys, is one thing or a couple things that pair well with Hydreigon that really, really handle hyper offense well. So let me take a look at some unaware Pokemon. And at this point, I'm not even necessarily trying to finish this team. I'm kind of just thinking generally. Clodsire overlaps too much with Slowking. And I do think Slowking does a better job than Clodsire for the things we need it for. So we're not going to go with that. Now, Skeledirge and Hydreigon is a much more interesting idea. But is Skeledirge even really good against hyper offense anymore? I feel like all the main sweepers right now kind of cook Skeledirge. I mean, there's a lot of Encore Pokemon, D-Knights everywhere, Wellspring is pretty common on hyper offense, Raging Bolt. I feel like Skeledirge, despite having Unaware, is actually not that good. Actually not that good. Knock User is a good thing as well. So yeah, I'd say this team is unfinishable because of Hydreigon. So I think as much as I'd like Hazard Stack, I say we kind of transition away from the Hazard Stack model because I just don't think Hydreigon takes advantage of hazards well enough for it to really utilize that well. I'm not necessarily opposed to running. I think we still would like rocks, but I don't think we stick to this model anymore. Yeah, I think we abandon the Hazard Stack. Yeah, someone else recommending Sinistra. I don't think we can afford another off-brand setup Pokemon here. We could run a lot of off-brand Pokemon, but Sinistra and Hydreigon kind of function similarly in the fact that they're not great against HO, not great against Stall, but they're pretty good against everything in the middle. I don't really want to have another Pokemon like that. Someone else says Quag is bad this gen. It is. I mean, Clodsire is great, but Quagsire, pretty disappointing. Its stat distribution is nowhere near as good as Clodsire's. So let's see. Yeah, we do want a Stealth Rocker. Garg fits reasonably well. Gives us a real Ghost Resist. I could see transitioning to potentially Heatran. I think might fit well with Hydreigon. Defensively is obviously, but also the main reason I would think is on the offensive side. Heatran can Magma Storm and wear down a lot of stuff and just annoy a lot of fairies. Yeah, Heatran could definitely be good. You know what else can wear down fairies? Is Weavile. So that could be fun. I'm thinking maybe like a CB Weavile here. That does pretty well against fairies. And also just forces chip on them, which I like. Gives us a knock user. Excuse me if I seem a bit slow with this build. I'm not used to narrating all the building, so I might be going a little slower than I typically do until I get a little bit more used to this. Yeah, someone else asked about Hydreigon offense. We're definitely going to go with a more balanced team. Hydreigon needs time to break. You put it on an offense, it's kind of going to feel useless, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, you could run a Scarf set or a Spec set on offense, and it might feel okay. But the best set, I do believe, is Nasty Plot. So I think we want to focus on that. Yeah, it's kind of the awkward stage in building. These Pokemon 3 to 4. Yeah, so someone asked, isn't Weavile weak? Oh, I gotta turn off PMs. What should I do? How do I do that again? There we go. I gotta remember to turn that off later. No offense. I'm sorry, Think Lewis. But yeah, probably for the sake of the stream, I should just focus on the chat for now. Someone asks, isn't Weavile weak to Fairy? Yes, but that's precisely why it's good at wearing them down. It knocks them off. It clicks Icicle Crash. You know, that's the kind of thing that that helps. The other thing is, if we go, what Hydreigon does allow us to do is go boot spam, though. We don't necessarily have to run Hazard Stack, but it does allow us to go boot spam because we have something like Hydreigon that's going to be levitating. So, yeah, I'm trying to think here, though. Hydreigon, it doesn't like Pult too much. Garg, I think, fits pretty well here. Yeah, I think Garg fits pretty well here. Let's suppose we do go with Garg. What comes next? Well, we still need something to really break Stall, and we still need something to really bother and break hyper offense teams. So what does hyper offense hate? Hates priority. Hates fast Scarf users, things like Meowscarada, Darkrai. It does hate strong priority. It does, yeah. Specs Weavile. No, we're not doing that. Yeah, and that's a good point about the banned Weavile. If I go banned Weavile, I need removal, and I want to avoid having to slap a Great Tusk on this team. If I can, I'd really like to not have to do that. So let's ask ourselves a different question. What's Hydreigon setting up a sub on? That's a good thing, I think, to get down here. Because being able to sub up is huge, and that's going to be a major factor for this team. Rillaboom is a good one. I considered it its strong priority, but the problem with Rillaboom is that it gives grassy terrain that doesn't benefit Hydreigon. So I still might run it. You know, but the synergy is not quite there. So let's see. It gets up on sub up on Olo, Claude. Not really Dozo, eh? Garg, very much Garg. Darkrai with Focus Blast. Darkrai with Focus Blast. That's another thing. When I have 3 Pokemon down, I don't start looking at threats. There are a ton of Pokemon that look threatening against my team right now, like any Dragon type, for example. Don't start looking at threats till you got the last few Pokemon. I would say you want to obviously consider defense to some extent, but if there's a certain Pokemon that looks scary when you have 3 Pokemon, like, yeah, it should. There's never a point at which you have 3 Pokemon and you're going to be not weak to, really weak to something. So yeah, Garg, Gliscor. What else? Heatran. Yeah, definitely Heatran. What else? Kind of Slowking, not really Slowking, nothing really. So, okay, the main things Hydreigon is getting up a substitute on is Alomomola, Clodsire, Garganacl, Gliscor, and Heatran. So one thing that jumps out at me is that Cinderace is like really liking that. Cinderace is bringing in all of those things. Now, the question is, do we really need a court change Cinderace on a boot spam? Kinda, maybe not. So let's see Because that is a lot of the reason people run Cinderace is for that core change. So let's see if there's anything here. So guys, the list, Alomomola, Clodsire, Garganacl, Gliscor, Heatran. We're looking for things that can U-turn on that. Honestly, the Iron Moth would be insane here. The Iron Moth would be absolutely insane here. We could go a little bit funky. Oh, I don't have this as set to OU. Let me set this to OU. So we can not have to look at the Uber Pokemon. Yeah, we're going to look for something that can bring these Pokemon in. Iron Moth actually does, no, but it's too weak to hazards. We'd have to run a Boots Iron Moth, which I think is kind of terrible. Someone asks how much Hammerot does. Too much. It can't sub up on Hammerot. Hydreigon is not subbing up on a Hammerot. You know, actually, Tornadus kind of brings in these things well. Claude, Guard, Gliscor. Not crazy. U-turn Zapdos does it kind of well. Not against Olo, though. Yeah, Iron Moth. So, guys, yes, Iron Moth would give me kind of a ground weakness here, but we're not going to worry about that yet. When you have 4 Pokemon, you have a ground weakness, you can shore it up with the next few. We want to think offensively at this stage. Someone said low kicks might be fire. I wish, but low kicks gives us 0 defensive utility, and Hydreigon kind of already does that. So I don't think we're going to be able to get away with running a low kicks here, as much as I would like to. Now, Moltres is an interesting one. Moltres is a very interesting one here. I wonder if that might be the move. Moltres might be the move here. Because that brings in a lot of these things. It really does. And it gives us a really solid ground switch, and it gives us a knock absorber, which we currently don't have. I do like the look of Moltres. So let's say we add on a Moltres here. Now, let's say U-turn, Roost, Flamethrower, and we can go Wisp or Scorching Sands with the last. I'm thinking Wisp, specifically because we have pretty solid Heatran answers here, assuming we go with Garg. And that gives, actually, what am I saying about Moltres being a knock absorber, though? Like, it eats knockoffs, but if hazards are up, it hates taking a knockoff. So we ideally want to have something else for that. We could add on a Gliscor here. Yeah, good point. Yeah, Moltres. Whoever said Moltres maybe, good on you. I didn't see that in the chat, but you thought of it. Okay. So if we were to go with this, right, that does give us something that can U-turn pretty well. I think I do like the Tornadus idea as well, though. And I like how that knocks, and it gives us a double regen core. The downside being that Tornadus is a Tornadus, which I never thought I'd say that's a downside, but here we are, Gen 9, everyone. So, but let's have a Tornadus version. Because that also gives us speed, which is great. Although it doesn't give us enough. We still need something fast, because this is not outspeeding Darkrai, which is really bad. So we at least need something that's really going to handle Darkrai, which is kind of nothing. That's the thing about Darkrai. Darkrai is a very scary Pokemon. Do we want a strong physical attacker? Yeah, we'll get there eventually. We would like a strong physical attacker. Now we also need a ground type. Raging Bolt is in this tier. And it is not playing around. It is really not playing around. You know what else would be nice? What else would be really nice is having a, well, maybe we go with like Lando over Garg as the rocks. Like Lando Torn could be interesting. Lando Torn could definitely be interesting. I don't think Tinglu is the move here. I could see a Spadef Gliscor working very well with this team. Yeah, yeah. Well, okay. I do hear some points in favor of Tinglu. It would help us with Darkrai. That's true. It would give us a real Ghost Resist. It would help with Dragapulse. Hmm. And we need a ghost. Oh no, wait, sorry. Well, actually, no. We're set with Gark here. Let's develop this version first and just kind of see where it takes us. Because oftentimes the testing really reveals a lot more than any large amount of speculation will. So looking at how to finish this team, though, we still need something that can tank a knock. We still need a ground type. If I put on a Gliscor here, what happens? Let's just look and see how we finish this out. We definitely need something fast for the last slot. It gives us a good knock absorber. I feel like we're looking good on the bulk side. What do we lose to is the question. So having Hydreigon as our water resist is terrible. This team looks like it gets absolutely smoked by Water Pawn, which I don't like, obviously. Yeah, I think this is too weak to Ogre Pawn. Hmm. Yeah, no, I think this team is just too weak to Ogre Pawn. Yes, we are going for a boot spam here. Boot spam is the goal. Oh my gosh, Walmart. Thank you for the $25. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Do you have any question or anything you want answered, Walmart? People are talking about Zama. Hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. Zamazenta here gives us speed, gives us a pretty nice water pawn answer. My one concern is I feel like we have no immediate power on this team. We don't really have anything that packs a punch. But let's look through the tier. Let's not, you know, throw this team out too fast and see what do we lose to. So one thing I will say though, this team is not beating a stall team. We're never beating stall with this team. So we need to make something else. Walmart, I was curious what that button did. What button are you referring to? Okay. Oh, wow. Like the donate button? Well, thank you. Okay. Yeah, so Zama can work long term with leftovers because it's just that bulky. And I don't think this team, we want it to be as fat. I think it got a little fatter than we wanted it to. So let's take a step back here. Now, I will say what I like about Zama is that it really does ruin hyper offense. Zama is so great against hyper offense teams. So I do like the vision with Zamazenta. I kind of like where you guys were going with that. And I do think it would work against hyper offense. The thing we need though is that stall answer. We need that Pokemon that's going to be great against stall. One potential way we could do that is transitioning back to the spike stack. So if we went spikes on Gliscor, what I wonder is, and someone says Banded Zama can't break stall. No, Banded Zama cannot break stall. You got to get past a Toxapex, an Alomomola, Clefable, Gliscor. No, a Banded Zama is not never ever 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 going to break a stall team, unfortunately. Yeah, so someone said maybe go back to Hazard Stack. Yes, I do think Hazard Stack might be the move here. So let's think. Okay, so one possibility I'm seeing here. Well, we need a Stealth Rock setter. And unfortunately, let me look at the water types just to make sure we're not getting cooked. Yeah, I mean, we can run Terra Water Gloking, so kind of maybe Hydreigon. I mean, Hydreigon's kind of a fake water resist, but I think maybe he can pull through. One potential idea I have here is finding some Stealth Rock setter and then going with a knock Pokemon like Meowscarada or Iron Valiant. Could be cool. And ideally, I still would like to have a pivot that invites in those things we wanted, like Olo, like Claude. So let's check. Let's check something here. What Stealth Rock setter do we want, guys? It's got to be something that fits on boot spam. Is the main designation. Heatran rocks. So Heatran is not really going to break a well-prepared stall. Because what they'll usually do, at least a Rocks Heatran won't. A Terra Blast Grass or Fairy Heatran will, but Alomomola is going to come in and flip turn every time on your Magma Storm Earth Power Heatran. And unless you hit like 6 Magma Storms in a row, that Alomomola is going to survive to tell the tale. So we don't want to go with that here if we're running a boot spam. Problem with Clefable here is I just don't feel like it gives us enough. If we go Heatran Water Pond here, well, okay, there is actually a good point which you guys make, which is that we have Zamazenta, so we're actually decent on speed. So we might not need that. The problem with Ting-Lu is I'd ideally like to run a boot spam, except for Zama. We'll give Zama the pass. But other than that, I'd ideally like to run a boot spam. And Heatran loves leftovers. A Heatran without leftovers is a sad, tragic thing. Toxic Clodsire could chip stall. Not really. The problem with Clodsire gets completely shut down by very, very many things on stall. Magic Guard, Clefable, Gliscor, the Electric Dragon, Paradox, Mon. Yes. Raging Bolt here would be interesting, but once again, it's pretty weak to hazards, and I don't think boots would be really what we want. Well. No, because we need a knockoff Pokemon if we're going to go hazard stack here. So let's take a look. Maybe it'll be easier if we try to decide on a knockoff user first. Gliscor can run knockoff, but that's not going to be putting on the pressure we need. Maybe Weavile, but I don't want to end up completely shut down. Another option is we could go with a Swords Dance Gliscor here. That could be a play. SD Gliscor, and then find something else for spikes. And then something else for Stealth Rock. So let's entertain this idea for a moment. Let's entertain this for a moment. You know, Tinkaton is pretty interesting. I think that could actually work with Hydreigon, but maybe on more of a bulky offense rather than this style. But we could definitely try that later. Let's say we were to go Skarmory, because I do think that's the second best spike setter. And it gives us an additional defensive wall, which we sadly do kind of need here. What would the last here be? What are we losing to? So the main thing that jumps out at me is Kyurem. Like, we cannot handle a Kyurem right now. So we would need a Stealth Rock setter that's going to deal with Kyurem, which unfortunately kind of leads us to the end of the line, if we're being honest. I mean, we could just say Slowking will have to be good enough, which I don't love. At least Hydreigon does outspeed Kyurem, which is something. I don't know, though. This doesn't sit well with me. Yeah. I mean, we could go Blissey here. That would be the one thing that would do it. Like, okay, so this is one version. This is pretty gross, I won't lie to you. But let's take a look. Let's take a look and see how this is shaping up, right? So this would be ID. We'd have double ID. This would probably be, I don't know, defensive, maybe especially defensive. Probably a Facade set we'd go with. We'll see, though. I'm not attached. Does Blissey fit on balance? No. At this point, this would be like a semi-stall, which is okay. Sometimes your playstyle shifts as you build, and that's not the end of the world. But does this really look good as a team is what we want to ask ourselves. Can we break everything? I mean, this would be Stealth Rock, right? That would be Stealth Rock. Do we break everything? That's what we want to ask ourselves here. We also don't have a Ghost type, which is... I'm not loving that one bit, to be honest. Yeah, and Glowking and Blissey definitely do have some redundancies. So let's shift back here. Shift back here to a different version. As you see, I've got the list piles up. This is how building looks, especially with something as awkward as Hydreigon. But I do like these four. I feel like these four, there's something to it. I think we're on to something here. So one interesting option as a knock user is a Tornadus. Gives us the double regen core, and it can also run this really nasty set. Knock, Taunt, Bleak Wind, U-turn. And this set breaks everything. Like, you can't get past this guy. The one thing that annoys it is specially defensive Gliscor, and wouldn't you know, we have something that can really, really deal with that well. So I do like the Tornadus here, but the last Pokemon, once again, would need to be a Stealth Rock setter that kind of deals with Kyurem, right? So maybe that's the problem we keep running into. Like, we could just try Heatran anyway. We could do that. We could be that guy. Someone says, I feel like we need priority. Yeah, I mean, high priority would be great, but, you know, sacrifices, right? Gen 9 is unfortunately, you have to make... I'm actually making a video on that right now. I was working on that earlier today. A video on kind of when you need to make sacrifices and how to do it, and in which situations it's not okay, when it's okay. Yeah, yeah, the rocker Kyurem problem is a big one. Let's try Heatran, but there is another option. No, okay. Let's take a look at this team and see. So we would have to go leftovers Heatran, which means double leftovers on a hazard stack, which is not ideal, but we do have taunt. We do have some methods of limiting hazard stack. And Hydreigon is generally a nightmare for most hazard stack teams. Let's see if we can make this work. Let's see if we can make this work. Okay, let's take a look. Just kind of scan the tier. Are we losing to anything? So far, we're good. We're good. I don't love an Amorous if it starts doing Terra stuff, but I mean, who does, right? I feel like that's just kind of a... Someone's saying Volcanion over Heatran. So, why? I would need a reason to do that. Like you're thinking like a Fire Spin type of thing. I mean, that could work. Team looks a little weak to Spadef Gliscor. Yeah, so could be. I mean, I'm mostly concerned about Spadef Swords Dance Gliscor, which is a thing. But I think if we go Terra... Oh, but yeah, right, we can't run Swords Dance on this. We could... No, because Swords Dance Gliscor outside of Hazard Stack isn't great. Maybe we kind of revert back a little bit to what we had before. And we just go with the Skarmory here as a spike setter. And then we do go with the SD Terra Normal on a Gliscor. Let's take a look at this and see how this is looking. Oh, I see. So the reason that individual gave for the Alomomola, the Volcanion, was that it would block Alomomola. But that's actually okay. We're okay with Alomomola coming in on Hydreigon coming in on Heatran because we can double to dry, which is pretty cool. But in this case, what we're going to do is run Spikes on this guy, SR on this guy, and make Gliscor our Swords Dance Knock Facade Pokemon. So that would deal with the problem with Spadef Gliscor being a threat to us. Okay, guys, let's look. What is going to be a problem here? What's going to be a problem here? Someone says, doesn't Gross counter here Kyurem? Are you saying Metagross? We're not running Metagross. Metagross is a terrible Pokemon that has never gotten a kill in the history of Gen 9 OU. I'm exaggerating, of course, but it really can't break worth a can of beans. Yeah, we could run Brave Bird Whirlwind Skarmory here, since we have the ID Zamazenta to do a lot of the stuff Skarm would normally want to ID up on. But yeah, I think we'll give that set a shot, actually. Especially since we don't have a ghost type, I feel like we want to punish Tusk harder when we get the chance to. Because the lack of ghost is definitely not ideal. Definitely not ideal. Someone asked if I looked at viability rankings. I pretty much have viability rankings memorized at this point, so I don't. But if that's something that would help you build, Peakalytics is a great resource as well. So highly recommend for sure. Wow, okay. Catching fire. Curem, yep. Iron Valiant, yeah. Okay, guys, I think we may have found a team that's looking okay. Yeah, Roaring Moon, we got that card. Roaring Moon's a little bit scary. I mean, duh, right? It's Roaring Moon. That'll be what it is, but all in all, I think... Do I beat Val? Yeah, because we're going to run Bravebird Scarm for Val. So that covers it. Glowking plus Bravebird Scarm, I'd say we're looking decent enough against Ival. Primarina looks scary, though. Oh, man. Like, yikes. But I guess with Terra Steel, Zama plus Glowking, we cover Prim, kind of. But yeah, definitely Primarina is scary, but only really the sub-CM sets. And no, we will run Whirlwind on Scarm, so I'd say Primarina is not fun, but it's manageable. It's manageable. Raging Bolt's manageable. Okay. I think we give this team a go. Roaring Moon smokes this. I mean, not really. Like, kinda. In the sense that it's a Roaring Moon against a team. But, no, we're going to run... I think we're going to go Fizz-Def Gliscor. Spadef Glowking. Spadef Heatran. And then, obviously, you know, Fizz-Def Scarm and Fizz-Def Zama. I think that would be a pretty good distribution here. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that, and we'll see what happens. Iron Moth, we're going to have a Heatran. We can Terra. If they Terra, we can counter their Terra with our Terra. We can pull some shenanigans. I think we're looking okay here. Webb's teams with Special Curem. This team gets 6-0'd by Curem. In what world does this team get 6-0'd by Curem? That is a fantasy. Like, any team can lose to Curem in theory, but we've got a Zamazenta. We've got a Glow King, a Heatran. Like, we're as set for Curem as pretty much as set as a team can be. Do I think Iron Crown will lose? Will rise to OU? Yeah, so I understand the Primarina concerns. It's not great, but Bravebird on Scarm does help. Terra Normal Gliscor. I feel like in practice we're a lot less weak to Primarina than we look, but we'll see. You know, that's what testing is for. My guess is that we're okay against Prim. Someone says, does this team need more immediate power? I feel like with Zamazenta Body Press and Heatran's Magma Storm just being naturally powerful, we might be good enough. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to plug in some sets and we're going to make this happen. So Terra Water, for sure. I mean, it's just the bat, especially here, like, because this is our answer against Walking Wake, is this thing clicking Terra Water. So we want that 100%. Minimum speed, of course. Well, yeah, we'll go with a fairly standard Hydreigon set to start off. Make it female, because, you know, we might be running Dragon Tail. Who knows? Maybe I'm that guy. Normal. Toxic Orb. Poison. Making sure I don't accidentally put on something stupid. Someone says Corviknight might work better than Scarm. For U-turn's sake, absolutely, but we need spikes. We definitely need spikes to make this team function. And, yeah, we just need them. We'll go the rest in. We'll go in special defense. Gliscor doesn't need any more attack. Honestly, this Facade set can really crack skulls. The question is on this. Someone says needs more pivoting. Yeah, so boot spam teams with a lot of bulky Pokemon with like this team is built to not need a lot of pivoting, is mainly the thing. A lot of these Pokemon stay in for a while, or they just have, recovery, so they have an easier time switching out. It definitely does feel like it needs more pivoting. Someone asked what my answer for Darkrai is. Mostly it's going to be Zamazenta and Heatran. Dry is not a Darkrai answer, really. Slowking can come in. If we Terra Water Slowking, it can Toxic and stuff like that. It's not ideal. Someone says, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna plug in stats. I think Chad is arguing about what the team is weak to, which is good. Have some discourse. At this point, I'm thinking Roar or the question is to go Roar or Sub. Let's go Sub because we've got the Roar on Skarmory. We'll go Jolly on this, and we'll run enough speed for Darkrai. Well, we'll speed creep some other guys, and we'll put the rest in HP. Or we'll go 96, and why not? We'll go pretty fast. I like to outspeed other Zamazenta, and I think we cover other Zamazenta because we've got Slowking and Gliscor, so I'm not too worried about that for us. Helmet on this guy because Roaring Moon, you know how it is. And what do we want to do last here? Let's say... Oh, Roost, what am I thinking? Had a spaced out there. And on this, I don't see any reason to run speed because, well, it's a Skarmory. And we're not outspeeding, we're not dealing with King Gambit anyway, so there's no real point. We might actually be too weak to Gambit. Looking at this team, we might end up having to go ID on Skarmory. Actually, yeah, no, we are super weak. We also could go Body Press Brave Bird on Skarmory. I kind of like that, actually. Let's go Body Press Brave Bird. And with that change, I do want to run enough speed to outpace Adamant Gambit. So we'll go with that. Terra type, I don't know. Let's put in water, because why not? And Heatran will go Magma Storm, EP Taunt. And I want enough speed for Gambit. And then we'll go 248 HP, Rest and Special Defense, and just go for a really fat Heatran set here. And for the Terra type, we want to deal with the Iron Moth. So let's go Flying. That seems like a properly annoying type for an Iron Moth to deal with. Okay. Let's see. Is this looking good? Let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. I think this account is like 1,800. I think it's about 1,800. Someone says, I lose to HO plus Gambit. We'll see. We'll see. Zama with Isang, 6-0's the team. Not really. I mean, like, what set exactly are you imagining? Because Hydreigon walls most offensive boots Zama and Muscle Band. Someone said Water Pond feels very good against my team. So the Brave Bird Skarmory does help quite a bit, as does Zamazenta. Water Pond, though, it's not fun. Yeah, we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see how this goes. This might go quite poorly, but we'll see. And why am I making Heatran female? Just so, they don't know I don't have a contact move. Like, what if I have Heavy Slam? And if I show up as male, they'll know I don't have a contact move. It's basically doesn't matter. I'm essentially playing unnecessarily complicated mind games that don't really exist. So where am I at? Let me just double check the ELO. Okay, yeah, I'm at 1802. Decayed a bit since the electric terrain stream. Okay. I do like Hydreigon here. I think Hydreigon is looking like a monster, so I'm happy with that. I do think I want to just start with Gliscor and get up a Protect. Like, if this thing clicks Spikes, we don't care. Like, two things on our team care about Spikes. Cool. I see no reason not to go into Skarmory. We're going to do it. Okay, so we turned out not to be choice. That's fine. We're going to get up a Spike here. Somebody said Ursaluna Trick Room could hurt. I do not agree. I think this team would smoke Trick Room. We've got substitute Nasty Plot Pokemon. No. Trick Room would be absolutely crying if it saw this team. I'm worried this thing starts Swords Dancing, but I don't think it will. Let's go Gliscor. Swords Dance is pretty rare. I think this is, yeah, it's going to be a set like that. I want to, let's knock off. Good general move, knock off here. Okay, okay. So let's Facade this. This is probably going to Dragon Tail me here, I'm guessing. Yep, okay. And unfortunately, the Heatran gets tugged out, which is not what we wanted at all. But, you know, let's go Skarm. What do we do here? Do we Spike again or do I Brave Bird? It's a tough call. I think I Brave Bird because then I can kill it with whatever comes in next, and I do really want this Garchomp dead. So here's the bad thing, though. We are facing... Okay, that actually went great. That went really great. Let's Roost. What? Okay. Facing an offensive Great Tusk in the house. Based on that damage, I don't think a Tusk... Oh, no, it can't. So that might be Scarf. That very well could be Scarf Tusk. But that feels so unlikely. Scarf Tusk on a team like this. I say we go Hydreigon, and I say we click Dark Pulse. And please don't be Scarf Tusk. That's all I'm going to say. Walking Wake Sun would be fine. So we've got a lot of Protect Pokemon. We have a very good Sun matchup here. We have a Terra Water. All we're going to do is Terra Water, Gloking, and spam Chilly Reception against Sun. Okay. Looks like the assumption was correct. Because the fact that an Alomomola came in to... Oh my god, it's a Salt Vest Play Rough. Are you serious? That's... Okay. Do we Terra Steel? I think I'm going to do it. Right? I think this is as good a time as any. Oh, he flip turned. He got us. That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, right. Yeah, someone noticed he didn't have no boots. No, wait. Alomola is hurt by spikes, so this probably is... It could be a Salt Vest. I would guess with Play Rough, it probably is. Oh, someone said Tusk is boots? Oh, Tusk, I see. Okay, yeah, you're right. Thank you. Thank you for helping me awareness here. So, yeah, probably what's going to happen is the Hoop is going to come in here, which is fine. You know, we'll get some damage off. Okay, he says GG this team. I am so bothered when people say GG this early. Like, it's not over. It's so not over. He knows it's not over. I know it's not over. Don't be telling me GG. But anyway, we're going to... Okay, yeah, well, that gets broken, but we're going to Flash Cannon here. And we're going to hit something. Okay. Fine, right? So yeah, we're kind of getting cooked here. I think I'm going to Flash Cannon again. I don't think the U-turn's coming out. I'm surprised he did that, because if I Nasty Plot here and then substitute, that's a big issue. So I'm really lost as to why that was the move on his part, but whatever, right? Let me try to get up. Yeah, see, look, GG, like, come on, man. You knew it wasn't GG. I mean, you kept playing, right? Like, no. Don't be telling people GG when it's 6v5, unless you got a stacked up Volcarona. Okay, and the other thing is, we do still have outs here. Maybe the Terra Steel on Hydreigon was a little hasty, in retrospect. It's looking really bad, to be honest, guys. It's looking really bad. I'm going to sub here because I feel like I'm kind of locked into this at this point. We're going to Nasty Plot because I don't think he's learning. Yeah, he's not thinking too hard about this. So let's sub again. I think that's the play here. And let's Dark Pulse this time. Yeah, and we're going to try to take out this Olo. So let's see. Okay. We're going to Dark Pulse again. Hopefully maybe get a little flinch. No? Okay, that's not... And we get crit. Okay. So that's bad. That's bad. But it's not over till it's over. But it's kind of over. Okay, we're going to Magma Storm here. Or do we Stealth Rock? No, we Magma Storm here. Because the Tusk is going to get a spin-off, like, almost certainly. So someone asked why run AV on a Pokemon with low SPDF. AV is a multiplier, guys. So Assault, oh, that's not good. So Assault Vest is not something that is better the higher SPDF a Pokemon has. It boosts it by a multiplier. And Alomomola has a very high HP stat, so if you invest in SPDF and put an AV on it, it'll be pretty bulky. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to crunch on the Glowking. And we're going to pray, guys. We're going to pray. Okay, we get the Glowking. And it's not Boots. Oh, but it's Burberry. Okay, I'm going to substitute here. Oh, he's got Future Sight. Okay, we're going to crunch. And hopefully the Sludge Bomb somehow won't break. Yeah, guys, we are so toast. This is over. Wow. I don't know what to say. I'm going to sub and hope he switches. Yeah, okay. GG. All right, no point in playing that one out. So let's try to diagnose what went wrong. Yeah, so had I saved Terra for Zama, it could have won. Definitely true. Definitely true. The Terra on Hydreigon was hasty. The what I noticed though is here we had a double H stack MU. And we sucked because we had two Pokemon that were not good against hazards. So I feel like the trying the Hydreigon thing, the trying the Heatran and wondering, hey, you know, will the Heatran work? No, it didn't. It didn't work. The Heatran was not good here. If we're going to do this kind of thing, we need removal. Okay, and people are saying like it's a goofy team, but it revealed important stuff. Ladder has a way of giving you what you need to fix your team. Or as some less appreciative might say, it has a way of counter-teaming you. So let's see what we can do to readjust this. Let's take out the Gliscor too. I think that might have been a mistake. What I like are these guys. I like these three. And for someone said, I think you mainly lost was from the Hydreigon trying to 1v1 and all. Hydreigon does 1v1. 99% of all. His play rough is very rare. And if it's Terra Steel, it does 1v1. It was more so just the Meowscarada and the Olo. But, yeah. So, yes, even though Terra Steel Zama did win, because that guy had a not well-prepared team, what that showed me is that we lose to opposing hazard stack, pretty much. Well, I guess, no. Maybe the Zama, because Hydreigon too. Okay. That one was pretty ridiculous, and I do think we could have played it differently. So we'll try testing it a little bit more, and we'll see if what we end up doing. Okay, so now we're facing a truly chaotic team. Now here's what I love. I love Gliscor here, because look at this matchup, right? We can SD up and kill pretty much everything. And the only thing that can threaten us is Maushold, which dies to Skarmory. And the icing on the cake is that the Ditto can't even copy us because it won't get the Facade boost, so it'll be super weak. Okay, I'm going to protect here. Okay, this thing get Ice Punch. I think it does, but we're defensive, so I'm just going to knock off here, and we'll see what he wants to do. AV knocked off, Ice Punch comes out, does nothing, because that's what Gliscor is all about. Okay, and let's, I don't want to get Skarmory knocked off, but I feel like I kind of don't have an option here. But I really don't want Skarmory getting knocked off. Let's go Heatran, because I don't expect anything crazy is going to come out here. Okay. And Drain Punch won't kill, like a CC will. But we might outspeed this depending on his set. Does this thing get Earthquake? No Earthquake. Let's go Slowking. Cool. Drain Punch. We're going to eat a knockoff here, and it's a... Okay, we got critical hit. That's not good. It's not good. Let's go Zama. Because we can sub on this. Cool. And we're going to ID. This is looking good now. Now, we don't want to ID anymore, because I want to still be able to stack up on Ditto. Yeah, see? Oh, it gets the boost from the ability to... Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, we might be getting gamed on, but I think, yeah, Gliscor is fine against this. So you may be saying, what do you mean Gliscor is fine? This thing only has 5 PP, right? So we're not worried. Okay, I'm going to protect again because I truly don't care if, okay, cool. We take those all day, all day. Oh, guys, that crit was really unfortunate because I just, weirdly enough, this Okie Dokie, because I really want to preserve the helmet for Mousehold, is the thing, right? Sucks. Okay, like I could Terra Normal. If I Terra Normal, how much is a Drain Punch doing? Actually, too much. Someone says, yeah, so there's a 1 minute delay on this stream, exactly so my opponent can't join the stream and, cheese me. And for someone wondering about the triple protect, it failed, so it's guaranteed to work the last time. Okay, we're gonna let Skarmory get knocked. Oh, he didn't knock. Cool. So we're actually gonna pivot back into Gliscor here. So let's check how much Ice Punch did initially. 70. So this is like max attack, I think. So I wonder if we two-shot with Facade. Yeah, we do. So I do think we do that here. Gonna be honest, I do think we do that here. And hopefully he predicts. Yep, he overpredicts. So that's the great thing about these situations. Sometimes you'll catch these people thinking way too hard. And as much as I want to get greedy, I do think I Facade again. Yeah, I figured something like that was going to happen. So these things do all kinds of nonsense so I'm just going to Brave Bird this here. Fire Punch, that's not good. That's not good at all. Oof. Let's go Hydreigon. Because this can take a Fire Punch. Oh, no, it can't take a skill. What was the... I'm so confused, man. Okay, so... what? Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go Gliscor and Protect. And we're going to go Heatran. If this thing... Okay, so I think this thing's best thing to hit us is Scale Shot, so I'm just going to Facade here. Oh, he has Encore. Okay, so Heatran hard walls this. So that's good. Honestly, this might be crazy, but I kind of want to rock here. No, that's me being too greedy. Well, let's taunt. Because I don't want the Ditto to be coming in. Okay, that actually did way more than I thought it would because I forgot about loaded dice. So let's hope we hit a Magma Storm here. Because if we don't, that would not be fun. And we missed the Magma Storm. Okay, this is not going well. Okay. That's not good. Do we let the Skarmory go? Or do we let the Heatran go? I think we let the Heatran go. The Skarmory might be able to get up on something. And let's just Facade this. This is really... Actually, no. Knockoff is slightly better. That was annoying. If I Terra... No, I don't kill. So I'm actually going to do hard knock here. Yeah, so I kind of called him out there. Because I figured if I did this... So now what's going to happen is he probably won't hit all the hits on Zama. And I can likely kill it with Zama. So that's the plan here. Or maybe he won't even hit it on Skarm, though. That would be very unlucky. Okay, he gets the bite. So we're going to just Iron Defense. Body Press here. Alright. Okay, so the knockoff plan worked. It's still not looking good. It's not looking good at all, if I'm being honest. We could Terra Steel. It's an option. Let's do it. Let's do it. Terra Steel, Iron Defense. Let's see what happens. Oh, he's Scarf. Okay. So we're just going to die here, unfortunately. Oh, he went for this. Okay, that's kind of good, actually, because that allows us to go into Gliscor and actually boost up. Yeah, I'm Swords Dancing here. Good. So I think knockoff. Let's see. We're just going to go for it. Okay, so defensive Gliscor it's looking like. Ironhead is not doing much at all here, so we're just going to knock off. So that did, like, way less than it should. This is like a max defense Excadrill or something. Let's protect here because it actually is going to be relevant, and there's no way he SDs again. Yeah, okay. Now let's not get flinched. Cool. And I think I'm going to have to protect again, even though it's a little obvious. Yeah, I don't think he'll do that. Okay, no flinch, guys. No flinch. Okay, good. This is winnable. This is winnable. How much is Brave Bird from a Scarf set doing? Like, not that much, honestly. Not that much. So, okay, let's Facade here. I believe. Yeah, we Facade here 100%. Okay. Now, I believe the Zama will do it here. Yeah. We're going to sack the Zama to the Brave Bird ship, for sure. There's no other play. There's no other real play. No, I'm not going to get greedy in SD. That's great. We got a comment in the chat about Gliscor being annoying. I'd be inclined to agree. And this thing dies to a Facade. Like, we calculated this earlier. But we might not outspeed. Okay, but we get the forfeit. Okay, nice. GG. Okay. So the playing wasn't ideal that game, but I feel like our matchup was solid. Let's go for another one. Also, yeah, somebody noted Facade doing more against the Excadrill. You are correct. Good note. I should have realized that. Somebody said, "What's my opinion on Flame Body Heatran?" It's good. Flame Body Heatran is good for sure. So here's the scary part here. This is neutralizing gas, which is going to mean that I can't pull cheese with my own Gliscor as easily. That being said, I still do want my Toxic Orb up. I think I just start with that, honestly. I still like the look of Terranormal Facade here. So here's always the question, right? Do I want to knock us both off? And the question is no. I think I want my orb more than he wants it here. And we both agree. Little gentleman agreement there. Now, this turn, how much do I do to Wheezing with Facade? That's a no defense Wheezing, though. That's not even a set, man. I'm going to knock off here. But what if the Allo comes in? Okay, I've got a crazy play, but I'm going to Swords Dance again, and if the Wheezing comes in... Okay, yeah, called that out. Let's knock this thing, and if the Wheezing comes in here, we're going to Terra Normal, and we're going to kill it. Let's see what this wants to do. Do we do it to him? I think it's worth it. I think I'm going to do it. Okay, so we kill the Dragapult, and we Terra Normal, which just looks generally good against his team. And it does kill the Wheezing, and now we're looking good to click Facade. Yeah, this thing should die. I mean, I'm taking like a lot from Toxic Orb, but not so much that if I die. Not so much that I die. So this thing should drop. Oh no, it does not. That's not good. Okay, but I can click Facade here and the neutralizing gas will go away unless this is a Protect Wheezing, which feels incredibly unlikely. But that's surprise. Oh, because I'm calcing against like a no defense Wheezing, of course. But it's okay. This Gliscor, guys, trust me, it's coming all the way back. All the way back. Yeah, oh, he's switching. Interesting. Does Sucker even kill here? It does not. Sucker does not kill here, and my Facade is likely to, so we're going to Facade again. And ideally, he predicts me to Protect here and goes into Wheezing. Yep. Called it. Called it. And I'm going to Facade again, because this thing still dies. Still likely dies. Based on the calc, based on what this Gambit set likely is. But even if not, the Kowtow does not kill me here. Okay, so he does end up living on 1, which is a little bit sad, but that's fine. I'm going to go Gambit here, and I'm going to start spiking up. Because he doesn't have any removal, so one way or another, I want this Gambit dead here. Cool. I think like the Gambit has got to be guaranteed dead here, or pretty near it. Okay, and I'm going to, just to guarantee the Gambit death, I'm absolutely clicking spikes again. Cool, 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 cool. So the only way we lose here is a Swords Dance Gliscor, which I know it's not because that would be insane. Skarmory doesn't really serve a purpose. I'm going to Brave Bird. Okay, so he had that. That's totally fine. Like we don't really care too much. Now we also don't want to lose to this Hoopa though. I will say that would be most unfortunate. So what if we went Zama here? I think Zama here works well because I believe that'll do. Yeah, that'll do a ton with a body press. Good God. Let's go Zama here and body press. And this will do enough. Now, the Terra Fairy could come out. That would be pretty scary, actually. But I think even if the Terra Fairy comes out after a body press, I believe we're doing enough with Gliscor Facade. We might not be fast enough, though. That's actually a good thing we should probably change, is we should give Gliscor some speed here. Let's see what happens. Okay, he doesn't go for it. He does get the Psychic Noise, but it doesn't kill, which is tragic for this guy. That's really sad. And now the Hoop is guaranteed dead because it has no priority and can't come in, and he can't remove with anything. Yeah, the Hoopa is probably Assault Vest. Hoopa is almost certainly Assault Vest. But I want to make this Gliscor a little bit faster. I want speed for Raging Bolt. So I probably should have remembered to do that initially. Surprised he didn't Terra Fairy there. Most of them do carry that. Do we preserve Zama here? Like, we're probably going to get knocked or EQ'd or something. For the sake of it, let's Iron Defense. Oh, actually, no, it might be Boots. So that's the one thing I didn't factor in, is that it might be a Boots Hoopa, which is an interesting possibility here. What do we go here? Let's go Heatran. Heatran is useless. It's not doing anything this game. Okay, and it's Toxic, which tells me the last move is probably Earthquake, so we probably win the game with Hydreigon. But let's Magma Storm and just, yeah, let's let this die. Cool. And now we go into Hydreigon. And guys, this is the vision. Subbing up on Gliscor, this is the dream coming true. If the Hoopa is Boots, we outspeed. The only thing that would make us lose this game is like some crazy play rough Alomomola. So let's hope here. Yeah, that's GG. Because even if it is play rough Alomomola, it takes too much from Nasty Plot Dark Pulse at this point. Okay, so we do get another win there. That's good. Love to see it. All right, let's go for another one. Someone says, I don't think sub NP Dragon is going to do anything. Just make it specs. Maybe. I'd like to give it a little bit more testing. We've done 3 games, I think, only. And it hasn't been terrible. It's been mediocre, I would say. But like in that game, for instance, look how good, Dry might have been if Gliscor didn't just wipe him off the face of the earth before. Another question about Hydreigon on webs. Would Hydreigon work on webs? Yes, in the sense that it wants webs. No, in the sense that webs has too many good abusers to justify a Hydreigon, in my opinion. I don't think Hydreigon is good enough to justify a slot on webs. And a lot of the fast U-turn Pokemon with boots still really annoy it. Oh, guys, we get a rematch. It's rematch time. So let's play this a little bit differently. We know what he's about. Does Glowking tank Chomp Earthquake? It does. I want to start. Let's start with what do we want to do here? Let's start with Glowking and try to Toxic something. Yeah, so that's great. If we take an Earthquake here, we're happy with that. All we want is to get this thing poisoned. That's the dream. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to Chilly Reception here, because I don't mind eating an Earthquake as long as we can get up Gliscor's Toxic Orb, and it looks like we're going to. Cool. I'm going to Protect here. Yeah, going to Protect here. Setting up hazards is almost useless since it's so easy for Tusk to spin against us. I'll probably try to still set spikes at some point. And yes, I do suspect this is an Assault Vest Alomomola. So I'm going to Swords Dance here. Okay. And the Dragon Tail comes out and misses, which is really nice for us, actually. I'm not going to lie. Do we Facade here? No, it won't kill. So I'm going to Protect. Well, that's silly, though. Protect does feel silly here. Do I greed the Swords Dance? No, let's... do I, though? I really want to greed the Swords Dance. But that feels kind of stupid and pointless. Let's Protect. Great Tusk is going to come in here. I'm going to oh, well, no, but this is... let's see. I'm going to Tect. So here's the funny thing is Ice Spinner is not doing like that much. Do I want to stay in here? Partly, kinda, sorta. Let's Facade here. I'm surprised he stayed in, honestly. And unfortunately, well, no, I guess that's a pretty medium roll. We're gonna Protect. And now let's go Skarmory. Okay, so he got the read there. It doesn't really matter. Let's Roost. Yeah, I think we definitely want to Roost here. So someone says Knock was kind of free. I imagine you're talking about against the... Or you mean against the Tusk. Yeah, maybe I should have taken it against the Tusk. I'm okay with this, though. So this will probably just Thunderbolt, right? Which will kill. Actually, hold up. Oh, well, no, this is like an Adamant with no investment. Let's go Heatran. And Heatran is, like, don't get it twisted. Heatran is a sack here. Oh, my. Okay. So, Life Orb, Hyperspace, Fury. That's actually kind of good. So, I don't know why he went into that, because that would have died to a Brave Bird. But I kind of like to see that. In a weird way. Because what that means is, this thing is not going to be bulky. And this guy is almost certainly losing to Zamazenta in the late game here. So, I'm going to go in and Brave Bird. If you want to take this trade, let's do this. Let's do this trade. Okay, he doesn't want to do that trade. I think we spike up because we've seen that this Glowking is Colberberry. And it is not... Yeah, it's Colberberry and it doesn't have... So let's see, he might have like Flamethrower? No. So it looks like this is a standard Colberberry. It is a standard set other than having the Colberberry. Good to know. Let's Roost here. Yeah, we're fine. We can eat a knockoff. We can eat a knockoff just fine. Future Sight? That's not the end of the world at all. Let's Roost. This guy, Skarmory, is kind of looking like this man's worst nightmare. Gonna be honest. It's looking like his absolute worst nightmare. Let's do it. It's Brave Bird. This thing is not regenning enough back, and you can't actually do anything. Are we about to see the Skarmory sweep, ladies and gentlemen? I think I Brave Bird here. Or no, that's unnecessarily isn't unnecessary, isn't it? No, let's Brave Bird. Oh, he's gonna Terra Steel. Okay, that's actually great though for us, because what that means is his Terra is gone, and he just used it up doing this. And he doesn't kill with a Rapid Spin here, so I can Brave Bird again, and he's gonna do that. Okay, which is fine. I think it's Zama time. Yeah, it's Zama time, and I don't even need to Iron Defense. We're gonna Crunch here, because it'll kill the... Well, actually, will it kill the Chomper? No, it actually won't. We're gonna Body Press here. And I'm pretty sure I just win from here. Okay. So, Terra Steel Substitute is never not the move here. It's never not the move. We're going to do that. Cool. Now, I think I Iron Defense here, because the Alomomola is the only thing that has, like, even the possibility of annoying me at this stage. So someone asked, hey, Pink Across, person about to enter college, how did you know what you wanted to do with life? That's actually a great question. So, I was kind of, and for the record, competitive Pokemon is not like what I want to do in life in that sense. I don't intend for this to be my career. This is a great hobby, and it actually makes me a decent bit of money thanks to you guys. Thank you very much, by the way. Oh, thank you for the donation from Marcus. Much appreciated. But anyway, so going back to the question, what I want to do in life is engineering, specifically environmental stuff. I want to work in probably, I want to work in fields that are going to help the future. And I was in kind of an unfortunate position where the things I really liked were, well, I mean, kind of things like this, right? Things like gaming, things like philosophy, things that aren't really that conventionally helpful per se. Oh, has slack off. I mean, he's still toast, but he does have slack off. But what I ended up deciding to go into, even do engineering, despite the fact that it wasn't necessarily like my natural state, was that I decided what I wanted to do in life was something that would fill me with purpose. I wanted to do something that I could get up and be proud of the impact I was having, even if it was sometimes not the most fun thing in the world, or not the thing that I would necessarily, be inclined to go for. So what I would say is, when you're asking yourself in college, even if it's not something you're super passionate about, or it's not what you always imagined you'd be doing, make sure it's something you're proud to be. Ask yourself who you want to be, and that will be a really good indicator of what you should do. A GG, by the way. Figured as we were going on a very clear and simple end game, I might as well go on a little philosophy rant. But yeah, went into engineering. Basically, went into engineering because it's something I feel like I want to be somebody who helps with big things. Okay, let's see. If I were to yoink this team, could Como function instead of Hydreigon? Not really. We need the Ghost Resist here of Hydreigon. It's overall pretty good. Now, I will say, here's one thing about Hydreigon. Hydreigon on this team has done nothing. Like, let's be real. Hydreigon has not done anything. Hydreigon has done absolutely zero this entire time. It's been borderline useless. So here's what this does tell me, though. SD Gliscor is busted. Zamazenta is busted. Hydreigon is Hydreigon. Someone asks, how old am I? I prefer not to say, but I'm in university, so that gives you some idea. Still fairly young. And what else? For the person who says, give us advice on how to talk to women, just treat everybody like people, and I think things will generally go pretty well for you. Unless you're looking for more debaucherous activity, at which point there's a whole bunch of tricks and stuff you can find online, and I wouldn't recommend it. Okay. This is a little bit tough. This is a little, but I do like Hydreigon is the one thing that actually is like kind of like the light this game. I want to lead with Slowking because I figure probably the Kyurem or the Darkrai is going to happen. Heatran is not doing much. Yeah, Heatran has been terrible. A lot of Pokemon have been terrible. Let's Toxic. Goldengo comes in. Okay. Let's go into Heatran because I really don't want Goldengo to be getting paralyzed. Okay. Not the end of the world. Let's Magma Storm. Actually, let's Stealth Rock. Because I feel like there's no way the Hatterene comes in here. That would be insane. Please, please, Heatran. Oh my god, Heatran did something, guys. Round of applause. Okay, it's Glowking time. Oh, that's not good. So, that's not good. I'm going to hope, if this thing clicks Scale Shot on me here, I'm kind of cooked. But because of the Darkrai too, I feel like it's okay to go for Terra Water Toxic here. Please don't be Scale Shot. Okay, thank God he's Icicle Spear. Cool. Okay, let's go into Heatran. Yeah, I figured that was coming. Let's go back into Slowking because that'll take an Earth Power very well. Okay, and now let's Chili. Okay, he got me there. He got me there. Well played. Oh no. Oh, the Thaw out on the same turn is crazy. And we can get up our Toxic Orb here. And we can Protect. And I'm going to go into Heatran this turn. No Earth Power. Okay, he got us with the Earth Power, unfortunately, but it's okay. We're not in the end of the world. I think Hydreigon is actually looking fantastic this turn. Hey, thank you for the congrats, Team Australia. Hello. Thank you guys for the support. Okay. Maybe Hydreigon for the first time in its miserable life will do something here. No, but realistically, we want to preserve this. I think we go Zama here on the likely Ice Beam. Okay, or that, right? Okay. I want to go Gliscor here because this is definitely switching out and Gliscor looks generally strong. Okay, let's knock off just so we can get something done. And okay, we get taunted, so that worked out anyway. I'm spamming knockoff. Actually, though, hold up. That Darkrai against the Zama, that Darkrai took spikes. This might be Scarf, and I actually kind of want it to be locked into that. So let's Facade. Because I think the Darkrai's coming in, and I want it to get locked in. But okay, no, the Hatterene comes in. It's Swords Dancing time. We SD up. We SD up, guys. Yeah, he can Draining Kiss. We are Swords Dancing. So let's see how much Draining Kiss is recovering. Oh, it doesn't say on this calc. And this is a weird Hatterene set they give you here too. It's not the actual set. I've got to use the bathroom. I will be back in 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Gotta take care of your bodily functions first. Yeah, so this Hatterene is max defense. Oops, that's not its bold. Okay, so Hatterene's max defense. So we're doing how much currently? And that did 42. And if I SD up again, it'll be doing that. So, okay, I'm going to knock off here. Okay, cool. That went well. That went well. We're happy with that. So he's definitely not going into Darkrai here, so I'll just get a little bit of free health. And then we'll go for a Facade to finish off this Lando. So overall, this sequence is going pretty solid. Someone asking, how's the dump? I didn't take a dump. I wish I could take one that fast. Man, I would have all the time in the world. On the likely Ice Beam, I'm going to go Glow King here. Okay. And I think I Chili. Because I'm... Okay. So I was suspecting this Darkrai to be Scarf, but it looks like based on that, he is not Scarf. So that's good to know. Good to know. Let's go Zama here. And back into Gliscor. If we get red, we get red. But I don't think we're going to get red. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to knock here. Okay, and we get the Darkrai coming in. So let's see what kind of item this guy's packing. Expert Belt? Okay, so that doesn't really help us. Maybe we'll live something later. Let's go into Glow King here. Cool. And this time I'm Sludge Bombing. Please no flinch. Okay, we get flinch. It happens. Zama time. No poison? No poison? Okay. Tough one here. Skarmory is not great here. Let's go Skarmory, because it can kind of cover the hat, because it can Brave Bird it. Cool. So yeah, because this thing, it's because of the Rocky Helmet, it can actually Brave Bird Skarmory. And he probably doesn't, I mean Hatterene, sorry. And he probably doesn't know that it can do that, but it can. Okay, so we get Mystical Fired, but this Hatterene just got weaker. Like, wow. Big weak. And we're going to knock. He's going to Draining Kiss, that's fine. We're okay with that. Maybe we're not as okay with that as I'd hoped, but we're kind of okay with that. Let's Swords Dance here. Okay, he went for the double Draining Kiss, which is unfortunate. I wasn't expecting that. But I think I do Protect here, which will put us into likely range to live next time. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Do I have to go for... I know. Let's Facade here. And hopefully not die. Okay, we die. Oh my god, that restored so much. Okay. Sludge Bomb. Die to a Psy Shock. That's not good. Hydreigon can come in here and click Flash Cannon. Get a crit. Actually, no, hold up. I probably should have tried to gone for the Dark Pulse flinch, but it's okay. It happens. So, yeah, probably the mistake, I guess, was letting Heatran die. Maybe I shouldn't have preserved. But, like, let's be real here. Hydreigon has not done... Hydreigon has not done a thing this entire night. It really hasn't. It really hasn't done a thing. I don't know if we didn't build... Okay, here's my conclusion. Here's what I'm thinking. My concern is that Hydreigon with 2 moves is just not good. Because what I've been seeing is, like, they'll have something that can stop it for a really long time. And it can't even break stall. So it feels like this kind of useless thing that doesn't really actually contribute to the game, like, whatsoever. So here's my proposal. Did I used to be a bad player? Yes. Actually, no, guys. I started playing, I just was like, whoa, what's Pokemon? And I hopped on here and immediately just laddered to rank 1. No, I was a bad player for a very long time, or at least what they call a bad player. I like to say inexperienced because, you know, if you're having fun, you're not a bad player. The bad players are the people that are not having fun. And in that case, you know, we're all bad players sometimes. Okay, Hydreigon, we're not running Specs. Specs Hydreigon is not going to be good. Why would I run a Specs Hydreigon when Darkrai exists, is the problem. Darkrai has more special attack. It's got more coverage. No, I would not. Yeah. So, okay, I think we abandon Hydreigon. Now, I was planning on streaming for about 2 hours, so we have a little bit of time left. We could try and make another Hydreigon team, which I think would be futile, if I'm being honest. Do you guys, anyone in the chat, have any recommendations for another fun Pokemon you want to try in the last half hour? Because I just don't think Hydreigon's it, to be honest. I don't think Hydreigon's it. This is unfortunately the 1 minute delay is going to bite me a bit here because I'm going to have to wait for the ideas to roll in, but it won't be too bad. Just a minute, right? Let's see. Let's see what the chat thinks. Meowscarada, that's not cool. Meowscarada's basic. We want to do something cool. Someone says, "Do I play in tournaments at all?" No, I really just dislike tournaments. Scheduling, a lot of prep time is needed. You got to build a ton of teams. They just I might do tournaments one day, but with the amount of time I have, it's just not going to be something I do. So okay, wow. And then we've got an influx of ideas. So I'm going to read these out and kind of say my thoughts. Delibird is terrible. We're not doing that. Blaziken is okay. Blaziken, we might do Blaziken. I'll write that down. Blaziken is an okay idea. Armarouge is an okay idea. Gallade, unfortunately, I just don't think is good enough to justify using. AV Ursaluna, I don't think is great. Hitmonlee is really, really bad, to be honest. It's fun, though. Like, Hitmonlee's hilarious, but man, it's bad. Latios. Latios is actually, I've tried it a few times recently. It's a little bit tough. SD Hatterene, we're not doing that. Okidogi is really cheese and just leads to screens teams, which aren't that great. Modest Booster Val. Attack Boosting Val and Modest Booster Val are both sick. They're really fun. Iron Boulder, nah. Jugulus. I mean, we used Jugulus last time in the Electric Terrain team. Virizion is unfortunately terrible. Goodra H. Gallade, yeah. Okay. I will say, I don't think Gallade is great, but I see a bunch of votes for Gallade. So I will sacrifice my ELO for you guys. Let's do this. Okay, so we're absolutely running Sharpness. Gotta have that knockoff, Sacred Sword, Psycho Cut, and let's see. Okay. So we're gonna go knockoff, Sacred Sword, Psycho Cut. We'll decide on the last move later. Actually, no, it's gotta be Ice Punch for Gliscor, sadly. I wish we could run like Leaf Blade Sharpness, would be pretty funny. As for the item on this, we'll decide on that later too. Now, what does Gallade do? So it counter leads Darkrai, which is pretty funny. Actually, I'm thinking we probably end up going AV on this guy, but we'll see. Let's assume we go AV. So it counter leads Darkrai, which is pretty silly. It's generally got pretty decent special defense. You know what I wonder? I wonder if this would go okay with an Alomomola. Wonder if this would go okay with Alomomola. Guys, okay, we're going to need to do something about the impulse of chat to turn every team into a sticky web team. We're going to be using a lot of slow Pokemon over the years. And you can't run sticky webs with everything slow, or you'll end up pretty sad. In the case of Gallade, it has really bad physical bulk, and a lot of the things running boots are physical. If we look at OU, we rank by speed. We got a lot of physical boots Pokemon here that are going to be clicking U-turn and destroying you. So, yeah, we're not going to do that. But let's take a look here. Does Alomomola fit with Gallade? I do like that it gets Wish Pass, but I feel like that's not the move here. I think we go more of a bulky offense type of thing. So the question is, what is Gallade good at doing? I like that it chips fairies. I will say that. I like that Gallade, I feel like it actually does a good job of chipping fairies. And if it's healthy, it actually kind of answers a lot of things. Like it actually looks not bad against the tier as a whole. And it chips Corv as well. Like this thing does a lot of damage to Corviknight. You would be shocked to see how much this thing does. I do like Terra fighting on it as well, just to boost Sacred Sword. This also actually gives us a stall breaker. Like I don't know if you guys realize, but this thing with sharpness, Sacred Sword, Terra fighting busts up a stall team. It is a sight to behold. It really is. But it does struggle to get in. It definitely does struggle to get in. So I think we definitely want pivots with it. One pivot that jumps out at me, I think, is Landorus. I feel like I do like Landorus here. I think it fits with the play style. The offense here. Wait, someone's saying Aqua Cutter for Gliscor? Does this thing get Aqua Cutter? Okay, so it does. But it's going to do... Do we run Aqua Cutter? I mean, it does... Ice Punch is doing more to Landorus. And... No, I don't think we run Aqua Cutter. I can't see... No, because the only things we'd click it for are not. We're going to run Ice Punch. As fun as Aqua Cutter is. And guys, no, Agility set is like so cheese. This thing is so weak to all priority. Like it dies to Glide, it dies to Sucker, it dies to everything. If we run Agility on this, we're going to just be making a bad hyper offense. I want to try to maximize the chance that Gallade actually, does something here. So yeah, Lando really likes, it likes the helmet chip it provides on Corv. Just definitely like a taunt EP, like this type of thing is what I'm thinking. Everyone's saying use a Glow King. I would be inclined to agree, because here's the thing. If we run Glow King here, not only does that give us a great pivot core, but also Glow King plus Gallade is like, you're going to beat stall. You are beating the stall teams. One thing I do wonder, though, is if we want Tusk, because I do want the long-term removal. We could go like a Cinderace here and then do like the classic Glow King Ace Gambit core, but I don't want to do that again. It's a little easy. I mean, it might be the right move, which is sad because sometimes a lot of Pokemon might just be like optimal in that cookie cutter team. But let's see if something else can work here. We definitely will need a Steel. Terra Ice Cinderace to base Gliscor. We don't need to bait Gliscor, guys. We have Ice Punch on Gallade. Like, it's not the best thing in the world if a Gliscor comes in, but it's not the worst either. We don't want to be over accounting for that possibility. Someone's saying dual status Pult. I don't know about dual status. I think single status Wisp here could be a good combo with Gallade. Potentially. Because the few things that handle that... Actually, yeah, it would chip the fairies. It would chip the fairies. It would really hard punish the Garg. Yeah, I think as speed control, like a Boots Pult here is pretty good. I think that's pretty good here. Someone asked why Ice Punch over Triple Axle. Great question. We're going to go with Triple Axle now. So I didn't realize this got Triple Axle. Very good recommendation. So even though it's really bad against helmets, the difference between doing 70 to a Gliscor and one-shotting a Gliscor is the world. And actually, Triple Axle, is that a slicing move? Let's check this. Let's check this. Okay, it's not slicing, so we're not going to have like an insanely powerful Triple Axle, but yeah, good recommendation on the Axle. Thank you. I feel like we still do want a King Gambit here. Like with Goldengo looking like it is against this team, we definitely do need a Gambit here. But last Pokemon, let's see here. What are we losing to? What are we losing to? Darkrai? We're actually okay against Darkrai. Who would have thunk it? Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. Someone's saying, don't I lose to Hazard Stack? So we pretty much have Boots spam at the moment. We're probably going to go leftovers on this. We could even go Boots Gallade, but I think I'd rather go Assault Vest. Yeah, we might end up switching to Boots Gallade to go more boot spam, but I think the idea is if we keep this offensive enough and add something that can really crack skulls in this last slot, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. No, I don't think we go Cinderace here. Like, I understand why you'd say that, and it does fit kind of that standard mold, but I don't think we need Cinderace. I think I would rather run something here that adds more offensive firepower to the team than Cinderace does. Primarina is interesting here. Prim is interesting. Opposing Gambit doesn't look fun. Yeah. I mean, we do have Terrify, but yeah, we need a lot of Terra and we need to sacrifice Paul to Wisp it. So I do agree it would be nice if the last thing was good against. What if we ran Valiant plus Gallade? That would be kind of funny. I'll keep that idea in the back. Maybe a Specs Ival here would be kind of cool. Give us some immediate power. Rillaboom here. Actually, I think the play's got to be Rillaboom. Well, maybe not. Rillaboom does give us nice priority, but and it does heal the Gallade. We'll see here. Yeah, you know what? Let's try Valiant. I think Valiant because it resists the Sucker Punch, and also it'd just be cool with Gallade. And I'm a sucker for things that look cool, so we're gonna try it. Now, as for the set on this guy, maybe it's time for that booster, that special attack boosting set that some people were talking about earlier. But realistically, I think probably what we want to go for, I think, is Specs here. I feel like Specs would be just pretty great. Gives us a lot of what we want. Really appreciates the stuff that Gallade does. Yeah, we can try. Maybe we'll have two versions. We'll have one version with Rilla. And we can try them both. Although, yeah, the thing about being weak to opposing King Gambit is very much true. Like, you can see this team does not like opposing King Gambit. And, you can't rely on Lando always being healthy. So that's why I'm leaning a little bit toward the Ival version. Okay, so let's give this a try. And do I want to go Specs Ival? I think I do. I think I do want to go Specs Ival. So let's see. Moonblast, Shadow Ball. I know Vacuum Wave is an option. I'm not sure if I want to go for that. It is. Priority is nice, though, man. Priority really is nice. Let's try it. Let's try Vacuum Wave. I do still want to go Timid, though. Modest feels a little greedy, especially given our Ogerpon matchup. Kanto Sucker. We'll just plug in some standard sets here. I really like Terrifier because everybody's trying to Wisp. Let's see. Run Gardevoir 2, Trust. We're not running Gardevoir, guys. I think it would be hilarious to run Ival, Gardevoir, and Valiant on the same team. And if you guys really want to see that, I could do that in the next live, but let's try to make a serious team for now. Gardevoir is not a serious OU viable Pokemon. Much as I wish it was. It's very cool. I like the Trace on Gardevoir, especially like Trace, Scarf, and Spec sets are so cool, but it just is not viable. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Running, just plugging in some basic sets here. I don't think too hard about the sets unless it's something like that actually really matters. I do think with this team being as offensive as it is, and given we don't even have a Cinderace, I do want to go timid max speed Landorus here. 248.8. And let's go Terra Dragon. You know, it doesn't hurt to have an extra bit of insurance. And on this guy, we go Adamant, I think max. Seems like the play, and we definitely go HP here. Actually, though, just a little bit of HP means so much for this guy. Let's outspeed Bolt, Raging Bolt, and let's put a little bit in HP, because that actually will be a surprisingly significant amount of bulk for this poor Gallade. Would Scorching Sands be a good option on Lando? Yeah. So it definitely could be. I do like Earth Power just for the additional power, but we'll see. I'll consider Scorching Sands. It's definitely an option. It's definitely an option. Actually, you know what? Do we want to just go Scorching Sands for the... No, just I do think Earth Power is the more reliable option, but we'll try it. I'll keep it in mind. And on Ival, yeah, Terra Fairy's okay. Ability check. Oh, Infiltrator. Check your abilities, guys. Always check your abilities. That's like the one thing I always miss. Okay, let's do this. Dwani attempted to PM me. Rip. Okay. Let's do this. So someone asked, isn't full HP better for AV? So guys, AV is a multiplier. Just like any other multiplier, it's going to multiply your SPDF by 1.5. So it doesn't matter. You follow the same rules as you always would if you're investing for special bulk, and then you put on an Assault Vest. The Assault Vest does not change anything about the way you EV. So there's just a good bit of info for you. Okay, so I am going to spam Chilly Reception this game. Spam it. Absolutely spam it. That's the plan. No reason to do anything else. Okay, what do you guys say we go into Gallade here? I'm going to go Gallade. And look how much that does. That's unfortunate. Let's click Sacred Sword here. Probably the Hatterene's coming in, and he's going to eject into Ninetales. So, yeah, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Gallade did something. Please give a round of applause. Oh, okay, Gouging Fire comes in. Let's go Lando. This is what Lando was born to do. Key Crash comes out. Woo, that did some damage. Okay. Earth Power, I guess, because the Hatterene, yeah, the Hatterene's come. Oh my god, it's Balloon Hatterene. What world are we living in, folks? Okay, U-turn here. Into what, though, right? Hatterene's kind of tough. Hatterene's actually really tough. Well, not really. No, Hatterene's not that bad. But, like, what do I go into here is the thing, isn't it? Someone asks how I handle bad luck. Sometimes you lose because of it. Most times you won't if you play well. I really don't want to go Slowking, but like I feel like if I go Gallade, that's just like a total toss. Let's go Gallade. I hate to say it, but I do think Gallade is the move here. Yeah. What? No, not Psycho Cut. Triple Axle. Because it's just the sack. Like, we have nothing more sackable than Gallade right now. Someone asked, where's the Hydreigon? We're just about to end the stream, and we gave up on Hydreigon because as a stream, we discovered that Hydreigon is terrible. It's just awful. It's so bad. Anyway, so the fact that he didn't click Draining Kiss there is great. So I'm actually going to click Psycho Cut because I think the switch is possible. And, well, actually, hold up. Yeah, no, we're not killing the Ninetales anyway, so let's Psycho Cut here. Okay, that's great damage. Yeah. And we can Sacred Sword here and probably get a kill off on something, which is awesome. But do we want to get a kill? Yeah, we do. We're going to Sacred Sword here. Yeah, Hydreigon got fired because it didn't do its job of doing anything. Oh, if we hit this, guys, this is going to be great. Gallade. Gallade. I am so disappointed in you. Okay, let's check how well Pult is taking it. So, wait, actually, hold up. Oh, no, this is... It doesn't have a band attached. We're going to go Lando here, then go into Pult. So, yeah, Heat Crash comes out. So, yeah. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we're going to U-turn here. And then what we want to do, I believe... Well, this is kind of a tough end game here. Yeah, Gallade is doing way more than Hydreigon. If Gallade had only hit that Sacred Sword, we would be in like a guaranteed win here. We would be so set. But unfortunately, Gallade was not good. Yeah, Gallade is selling. Gallade is being a fraud right now. Okay. What do we do? I feel like we need a Terra to get out of this situation, if I'm being honest. Do we let the Slowking get paralyzed? But then that could be so bad. That could be so bad. Letting this thing get paralyzed could be the worst decision I make today. But how else do we avoid this travesty that is this gouging fire staring us down? Let's go... I have an idea. Let's go Slowking. Pivot Gallade. Hydreigon is being a D1 bench warmer. Yeah, I'll say. Except here's the thing. He's levitating, so he's not even warming the bench. He's useless there too. So we're actually, Gallade probably won't die here is the thing. Because now I can Sacred Sword, which is not going to kill the Hatterene, which is exactly what we want. Please, Gallade, please, hit it this time. Yes. Okay, that is great. That just put this thing into Sucker Punch range. Gallade, you are my hero. You have done exactly what you needed to do, my friend. You've done exactly what you needed to do. Let's Sucker. No games. Actually, let's Waiting Trick. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait. I'm going to make him think I'm like about to pull some crazy read, and then we're going to click the obvious play and Sucker Punch. I hope he's not on this stream right now, because he might have just heard all that. Okay, he figured it out. He figured it out, guys. Okay, let's Kowtow here. Yeah. And it's got to be Slowking here. It's got to be Slowking here. The healing. Oh, that's what he was doing the whole time. I should have seen that coming. So let's check, though. Let's check. If I Terra Water, so this is banded. I don't know what this set is, bro, but this is banded. If I Terra Water here, and he Terras, we're looking pretty good. We're looking very good. So, okay. But then I won't be able to really take on the... This is a tough one. I think I have to Terra Water here. Because if I don't... But then how do we deal with the Raging Bolt is the thing, right? Because, like, what if that thing Terra Fairies? Do I sacking Dragapult feels so weird, but it might be the play. Maybe, I think we sack Ival, go King Gambit, Terrifier. So let's check the King Gambit Terrifier calcs. Yeah, that feels like the move. That feels like definitely that's the move. So that's not even two-shotting. Yeah. So we sack Pult here. I did not think that would live, not going to lie. But definitely King Gambit's the move here, and we're going to Terrifier, and we're going to Swords Dance, and then we Cout, or wait. Or do we just, yeah, we Terrifier SD. Well, hold on. Do we kill the Walking Wake? Yeah, we do. Someone says these streams are really enjoyable. Do you plan on getting into a schedule? Yes, guys. So this is the schedule. This is the schedule. The plan is to do this. Ooh, this is a tough one. I do think I sucker here. Oh, it doesn't even kill. It's Kowtow. Yeah. The plan is to do this regularly. Every time Saturday at this time. Oh my gosh, that's the best case scenario. Best case scenario in the world. He switches that in there. Because even if, see, this thing dies. Like, this thing super dies. Don't be like the one sub Walking Wake on ladder. Oh, he's Terra Fairy. That's... We're fine, though. We're fine. We're fine. Because I can... Oh, actually, though, are we fine? I think we're fine. We might not be fine. I didn't expect the Terra Fairy. Why did he switch there? That felt odd. Like, I didn't really get him anything. Okay, but we are going to die here to Heat Crash. But then the Slowking. Okay, so he played this well. He played this well. We need a miracle, guys. We need a miracle. It's not looking good. Let's see. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, this takes too much. Too much, man. Yeah. Okay. Tell you what, we'll try one more with the Gallade team, and then we'll wrap it up. I don't think I played that game super well, but honestly, the Hatterene really screwed me up too. Like, and honestly, the paralysis was also super bad. I think that could have been played better on my part. I didn't realize Dragapult lived a gouging fire hit, so there were mistakes on my end. Absolutely, there were mistakes on my end. I think we could have won that matchup wise, but we'll go for one more. Let's start with Gallade. I think it's actually a good lead here. And we know this is a Hex set. Do we just knock and, like, do this? No, let's go Landorus, because he's going to Thunder Wave here. Okay, now I'm going to U-turn. King Gambit looks so good. I don't want it to get paralyzed. And I feel like he knows. He's got to know. He's got to know that I'm clicking. This team doesn't feel great. I feel like we can do better than Ival in the last slot. Maybe I feel like we need a fire type. I don't think Cinderace is it, but I could see something else working in the last slot on this team. Yeah, but Gallade did put in work last game. He did some stuff. Gallade did do some stuff. But, like, what do I let get paralyzed here? I think we have to go Gambit. It's the only play that makes sense. Oh, and we're so lucky. I mean, we're not lucky. He's just didn't think that through very well. Let's go Lando. Let's taunt. Yeah, that's fine. We don't really care. We know his set, too. We know his set. We know he doesn't have Nuzzle, so we're safe to U-turn here into Gambit. Oops. Cool. And let's Ironhead. Let's Ironhead flat out. We get Lando Chip. We like Lando Chip. Helmet? Okay, that's fine. We go into this. Let's click Stealth Rock. Okay. He's playing well. He's playing well. This time I want to go into Slowking to block the potential Psyshock. Let's Chili here. Goldengo comes in. Cool. Gambit. Kowtow. If you go Lando, I'm okay with that. See, his Lando's getting chipped. This is what we want. Good chip on the Lando. It'll die to the next hit. Ice Beam definitely coming out here. Let's go into Gallade. This is what it's for. This is what the Assault Vest is all about. Please don't get frozen, Gallade. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Let's check Lando calcs on Sacred Sword. We need Psycho Cut to kill Lando here. But he's definitely not... Let's... Oh, do we knock off? Are you kidding me, Gallade? Like, seriously, bro? Okay, there's no way the Lando's that defensive. Let's just knock here. I think that's a good catch-all. Hits the Goldengo. Gallade, Gallade, Gallade. That's not good damage, guys. I'm going to be honest. That's not good damage. But it allows us to U-turn here. Oh, this is good. This is good. Because here's the thing. Here we U-turn. The Goldengo's been chipped. Iron Valiant to a defensive Goldengo is killing with a Moonblast here. So we can go into Ival here. And thanks to Gallade's chip, get ready, guys. We might be, unless something terrible happens here, we're about to see the double core actually put in some work. Okay, so he makes the good switch. I feel like I just go Slowking on this. I mean, it's probably gonna like Psycho Boost, right? Oh god, that's not good. Let's Sludge Bomb. Okay, that's... Oh my god. That kills? What? Oh, why is this thing hasty? Modest? Okay, we got kind of bad luck. That was not likely to kill. It's not likely to kill, but okay, well, does Gallade live here? Hold up. Guys, Gallade lives this. Gallade lives this. But can it two-shot the Goldengo? How much did it do with knockoff? 32. Oh. Let's calc that. And this is definitely a defensive Goldengo. Okay, it's likely to. So let's do it. Let's go Gallade and knockoff here. Gallade has a 6.3% chance to die here. So don't die is what I'm telling you, Gallade. I'm telling you don't die. No, this is Life Orb, not Specs. Someone recommended Gouging Fire in the last slot. I could see that working. That could be fun here with DD. Would help with opposing Gambit too, you know, be pretty shisty too with the Gallade to kind of wear down a lot of random physical walls. Gallade, you better two-shot. Buddy, you got to stop getting low rolls. How much is this doing? Gallade, okay, it's looking like if this is a max defense Goldengo, it's 50. Which means, and because the HP slate list, this means there is a over 50% chance this kills. Gallade, you better frickin' kill. Gallade. Dude, you suck, man. I'm gonna be honest, Gallade. You are garbage. Okay. You are trash, Gallade. Let's Kowtow. Ugh. Unbelievable stuff. Okay. I want to go Pult on the Focus Blast. It's a little bit of a risky play, but okay, good stuff. Darts is not killing here, but we can U-turn. Cool. And very likely just going to be a Dark Pulse here. We can go into Ival. I suspect he won't suspect the Vacuum Wave, so we're going to finish him off there. Okay, cool. Has to be a Lando sack here, if I'm being honest. Nothing else makes sense. Oh, and he kind of called it out, nasty blooded on me. So well done by him. You got to give credit where credit is due. Okay, let's Sucker Punch and then see the Terra Fighting come out. Which, if we're being honest, like that's 1000% what's going to happen here. But there's a chance the Focus Blast misses. Okay, cool, interesting. This is going to click Earth Power, so I'm going to go into my own Dragapult to live that. Darts won't kill here, but it'll chip a lot, so let's Darts. Icicle Spear, interesting. Okay, I have a plan. The plan is a Gambit endgame. We're going to voluntarily let this thing die here. This sucks. I mean, we have to let it get. Actually, can we Shadow? No. Let's just Moonblast here. We're going to sack this thing. We're going to SD up with Gambit, and we're going to hope and pray. Okay. Let's Kowtow. No reason to Sucker, really. Actually, hold up. Do we kill Hatterene? It's always giving the set that doesn't exist. Okay. Probably not, actually. So let's Sucker. Oh, no. He's Terra Fairy. That's not good, guys. We're going to SD again here. Because we got to kill the Hatterene. And this will end up coming down to Paralysis. So here's where I'm at mentally. I'm thinking we deserve a little bit of luck. So Hex is, oh man, that's not good. But no, okay, that's 252 special attack. He's at 0. So Hex is like almost never killing here. Be extremely unlikely. Let's Iron Head. Oh, that's a throw on his part. Oh my god, come on. Come on, Gambit. King Gambit. Oh my god. Okay, anyway. Wow. Whew. So we were going to win there with Gambit, but then we got double parried. It happens. It happens. Anyway, that was very tragic, but I hope you guys had fun. Gallade kind of did stuff. It's not very good, though. Gallade is honestly a bit of an ELO sink, but it was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And yeah, this will be happening same time next Saturday. I'd love it if you guys would join. And yeah, it's been a really fun time. So thank you so much. And I think I'll end the stream here.